Why is this here?
Right shouldn't even be a question.
SMH right.
Facts, it's obviously Harden.
Lol, whatever helps you sleep.
I get Kawhi has a ring, but Harden has way more individual success, even with Kawhi having a Finals MVP.
Not really. Kawhi won DPOY and has highest winning percentage in NBA history.
LOL, come on, most of that winning percentage was with the Spurs. He was like 3/4 fiddle.
MVP and being in the MVP combo holds more weight than being DUI. Not as hard to be DPY on a team where you don't have to score, and you just play defense.
But again, he also has Finals MVP. Kawhi was never given respect in regular season, even now. Elite on both sides.
Your individual defense is determined by how good your team defends overall at basketball.
MVP holds more weight than a Finals MVP. Harden had to carry Houston over and over. He should have 3 MVPs, but the media hated him and Houston. They literally gaslight all the fans to hate Harden. Couldn't have said it better. That Spurs team was well orchestrated and PO'd themselves on defense. It's the same reason Draymond won a DPOY. That Warriors team was deadly on defense.
All-time, Harden currently Kawhi.
All-time is Kawhi easily, 2 times winner.
I don't value rings/accolades in all-time rankings, and Harden just has the much better longevity.
Okay, but Kawhi Finals and Defensive Player Year twice. He's also Clippers' best player now. And Harden the sidekick.
As I said, IDGAF about accolades, haha. And yeah, I know Kawhi is currently better.
So how is Harden better?
So WTF do you give a FCK about that? Kawhi greater players than Harden, and most agree.
Reigning 3-time scoring champ.
Longevity plus an arguably better peak.
Harden is already old. He will never surpass Kawhi, period.
Imfeo, you said you don't care about accolades, haha.
Harden's better. The system.
Kawhi easily, no debate.
The beard.
The ring argument is a team accomplishment. Harden peak was way above anything Kawhi did, plus he won 1 ring with the Spurs. He was the third sometimes for the option and beat a hurt Warriors team, no Clay or Durant, against that same team the series before that. Harden had better stats in every single category: points, assists, rebounds, steal and percentages. Kawhi team played better. Harden has a longer consistent career. Kawhi last 4 season missed way too many games. He maybe been in MVP discussion once. Harden won 1 prog, should have 3, but in that 5-year stretch he won 1 and was runner-up 3 times, lost to Giannis, Steph, and the first triple-double year for Westbrook. Harden carried the Rockets every year for 9 years to the playoffs, made it to the Western Conference a few times, just couldn't beat the Warriors. Kawhi had 1 run with the Raptors, and don't say nothing about Harden in the playoffs, cause it's not the playoffs, cause he still be going off. It's big games, elimination games where he has problems.
Facts, people will never understand this though. Kawhi benefited from being on great rosters and the circumstances stacking in his favor heavily, whilst Harden on the other hand has the odds stacked against him every year. People seem to also forget that during that stretch in the 2010s the Raptors were the always a top 4 team in the league and the second best team in the East behind any team LeBron was on. The Raptors made it to the conference finals several times only to come up short because of LeBron's greatness. Kawhi literally joined the Raptors as soon as LeBron left the East. If LeBron was in the East, the Raptors aren't making it out, and that's not even mentioned what you said about how the Raptors faced a beat and injured Warriors team, which was not the same Warriors team that Harden and the Rockets took to 7 games. My final question for these haters is, how many times in that decade did the Rockets go to the conference finals or even playoffs before Harden got there?
Both great players. Harden is a more prolific scorer and passer. Kawhi is more complete as being one of the best perimeter defenders ever, while also an offensive force, an efficient 3-level shooter. Kawhi is the better postseason performer. Close, but I'll pick Kawhi because he's got 2 rings and he had a rarely seen great playoff run with the Raptors. James is not a more prolific scorer. What are you looking at? Shot attempts, that's the only way to say that. Kawhi can score in ways James can't and is a million times more efficient. The only thing he does better is pass and maybe dribble. You trippin', bro.
How many times Kawhi averaged 36 ppg? I'll wait.
Kawhi just stronger in getting to his spots. I seen Harden locked up. Not saying you can't lock up Kawhi, but the gift of being insanely strong allows him to be deadly, especially from mid-range. Harden relies on skill alone.
Big facts. Scoring don't outrule winning when account. Kawhi is more all-round and clutch.
Go look at per 36 and FK. The only thing he did was put up more shots, so he averaged more.
Go look at Harden's efficiency now that he's not putting up those same amount of shots. He's literally more efficient in almost every category. Some players drop the moment they start putting up more shots, and Harden is not one of them. His efficiency was still crazy for how many attempts he took. Now that he's on the Clippers, he's shooting a career high in 3-point percentage, so what's your argument against that? How many times has Kawhi had to carry a bottom feeder roster and taken them to 56+ wins in a stacked Western Conference and being counted out only to go to the conference finals to lose to one of the greatest teams ever assembled? I'll wait.
Brother, he is playing the ultimate PG role and taking anything away, but go watch the games. He is very efficient on limited shots unless he got it going. He's still not more efficient than Kawhi right now. Go check the numbers. Kawhi is like 60, 50 and 90 right now. Go look.
Kawhi is even more efficient ever since Harden got there. Kawhi has insane splits. It's not hard to figure out why he is so efficient right now. Here's a thought for food: maybe it's because Harden is creating wide open looks for the whole team. This is literally the Harden effect. He is a floor raiser. He makes bad players look good and makes great players look legendary. He literally got Clint Capella paid nexuses when made him look like the best center in the league. He's doing the same with Zubac, and he's making Kawhi look like the most efficient player ever because Kawhi is playing his role and letting Harden handle the ball.
Dude, Kawhi has always been efficient. That's why he is called the robot. I already a Khalifi fact. He is a good passer. Kawhi is a player that get you over the top. James is a great point. If you get the ball every possession, you should have a lot of assist with your logic. Russell is better too. Harden create off the pick and roll. He is a better PG than Kawhi. Sure, not a better score player. Hell, Kawhi even shoot better than James. TBH, bro, you gotta watch the games.
James Harden, easy. Next please.
Individual success equals Harden, team success equals Kawhi, but the weight of Harden's individual success outweighs Kawhi's emo, so the answer is Harden.
Unfair question.
The style of basketball Harden play in Houston inflate his numbers. BT at NVR translate to postseason success. That's basically what Mavs doing now with Luka. Kawhi plays winning basketball, and when his team needs him to elevate his game, he does on both ends. And he has the winning intangibles, something James lack.
Yes, winning intangibles by being on a stacked Spurs team with an already established culture, just to then hop on the Raptors, another team with an established culture who kept knocking on the door of the finals just to lose to the top 2 player of all time. Once Kawhi got there, all he had to do was be okay, and they would go to the finals and beat the Santa Cruz Warriors.
Dame career as a whole has been greater.
I feel like when it's all said and done, Kyrie is gonna have a more prominent legacy.
You are actually right.
Only cause he played with LeBron.
Crazy how you mention LeBron. But not the shot Kyrie hit or the ring he won. People are transparent without realizing it. If you don't like him, just say it.
Hate him? Lol. He's way too overrated. He's an all-time great scorer, that's it. But it is a proven fact that he couldn't carry a franchise like Dame did back in Portland. What did Kyrie do before LeBron returned to Cleveland? Nothing. Didn't even qualify for the playoffs, not even once.
I never said hate, did I?
Damian Lillard is the better player.
Lillard, and it ain't close.
He ducks everyone good on the road. He should automatically be DQ for it.
He is scared of competition, so he shouldn't get it anyway.
Yeah, okay. Literally outplays everyone he plays. He put up 40 on Jokic the last 2 times they played. Jokic couldn't even guard Paul Reed. You think he can guard Embiid?
Embiid cannot guard Jokic or any elite guard either.
Where does he outplays people? At home. Let's see it on the road. In the playoffs. Start talking when he wins a title. I really don't understand this Embiid over Joker narrative. Joker is clearly the better team player. The success speaks for itself. Oh, and he'll show up on the road. LOL.
Bro. Embiid averaged 2 blocks and a steal. Everyone focuses on his offense, but never focuses on his defense. He's one of the best paint defenders in the NBA. And he can guard a guard. When has he ever been exposed on defense? 51 on the Wolves on the road. 35 PPG on the road.
He cannot guard elite centers or guards in the NBA, and he is slow.
Bro, who has outplayed Embiid? Who? If he was bad at defense, he would have gotten outplayed at least one time. Jokic gets dog-dicked by him every time they play. Jokic is terrible at defense. Literally only can pass better than Embiid, and that's not even that big of a difference.
LOL. Tatum dropped 51 in the playoffs on Game 7 on Embiid, and Embiid disappears in playoffs. He only scores more in regular season because he flips to free throw line more. Half the calls are soft, similar to James Harden free throws. Meanwhile, Jokic barely gets calls even when slapped and scratched and hacked, and he's been more vocal about it to the refs. It's not even a secret anymore. Embiid defense is mainly camping in the paint, but he still cannot get past round 2 with all that overrated defense, considering his offense is even worse. A 10 PPG drop from regular season to playoffs as the phony fake MVP last year due to Perkins' racist narrative against white American voters. Jokic proved he's way better player when it matters than Embiid. Also, Embiid dodged Denver in Mile High City because he cannot handle altitude or thin air due to high elevation, which means Embiid is coward and soft. Jokic had bad eye in New York game 2 days prior to the Denver-Philly game, and Jokic still suited up for the game. Embiid trash-talked Jokic last year before ducking Denver game in Mile High City too. When has Jokic ever dissed Embiid? Never, because Jokic is more class and humble than Embiid. POS mentality.
How many games has he missed? When was the last time he played in Denver? Why can he play 5 games before Denver and 5 games after? Explain that.
He's a pathetic loser. He will never be in the finals, only cares about stats.
I'm sure he'd make it work. He'd suddenly be healthy enough to get there. He can't meet the best player requirements. That's the problem.
Dame is useless on the Bucks. He never made a big man better. He would be fine on the 76ers because Embiid creates his own. Giannis needs a lob god like Harden or CP3 were.
Dame is not the same.
Brown and bam, bam.
None.
Neither, but if I had to choose it's AD because he plays defense. AD is def a better defender, but LeBron has been great on defense this year.
Neither, but if I absolutely have to choose it's AD. He actually plays defense and isn't a liability on defense and doesn't turn the ball over like 5 times a game and doesn't throw his teammates under the bus.
AD, he can put up 30 and 40 while playing great defense and H starting to record trip dubs so he getting better passing out the post.
AD easily.
All time is obvious. Right now. It's AD and it isn't remotely close.
I think Middleton is fine. They are just being extra cautious.
Middleton is never healthy. Time to move on.
Chris is fit for Bucks mid-range killer isolation and knows Giannis pick and roll.
Trade Middleton and Portis for Klay Thompson.
Dame is kinda a big concern too.
Dame has been horrible this season.
All the above, plus lack of athleticism and size on the wings tbh.
Prime PG was a beast.
They don't understand he was him, he the T-Mac of our generation, all the talent to many injuries, hashtag what can't he do.
Jalen isn't a fan fave. He gotta leave and win alone to get the respect he already earned.
Ja missed a lot of them.
And makes a lot them.
Ant should have more votes. Dude has literally been doing big posters on people since his rookie year. He ended a dude's career on the Raptors.
NGLPG in-game dunks was way better than these players' dunks.
Morant can do 360 dunks. Ant can do windmill dunks. Jalen can get you on a poster. PG can do it all.
So can Ja and Jalen. What's your point?
The point is PG is a better in-game dunker than those three dummy. Oh, so Ant, Morant and Brown can do an in-game 360 windmill? Backdoor pass into a 362-handed dunk in traffic? Tfo. Get back at me if one of those three have done it already. Or even dare to attempt it.
Yes, all three of them can. They just haven't. Why is you getting in your feelings?
It's really PG.
Not even close. Ja is suicidal with his dunks.
Ja has some insane dunks and insane missed dunks.
Jokic doesn't deserve it.
Yes, he does.
Giannis sat his ass last night.
Kawhi.
LeBron James.
Jokic isn't the MVP.
It's gotta be the yoke.
How is anyone over Giannis?
It's clearly Giannis, but it's weird he gotta average 30 and 14 every game for some PPL to 100% accept.
Giannis for sure.
4 to 5 seed facing OKC in the first round. They win in 6, then face the Timberwolves in the second, beat them in 5, and then they beat the Clippers in the WCF to go the finals and win a 7-game series against the Celtics, who ironically are one of the best matchups for them because the areas they're good and neutralize the Celtics' strengths.
Celtics not making the finals. And this a delusional take.
On a scale of 1, your asshole, how big is the gap?
Is it though? You have arguably the best guard duo in the league playing out of their minds right now and actually playing good team defense now. Number 1 during this 6-game win streak to be exact. Luka and Kyrie both get better in the playoffs too. I guarantee you no one is gonna want to play them in a series.
Beating Clippers in the semifinals would be an amazing story.
You're crazy if you think Scotty deserved All-Star over Kristaps.
You clearly haven't watched Scotty play a Mayo.
Scotty Barnes ain't better than Quick or Barrett. Trade him while he valuable like Ben Simmons.
You lost it.
He is still stuck in his rookie season. Worse than Donovan Mitchell.
You are delusional. I mean, his counting and advanced stats are up across the board while improving his defense, while being asked to do more of everything but sure, you KO best.
While not being half as competitive of a team. You can get the role and not live up to it, but you know best. If the Raptors draft high, he loses this team, and I don't see another team choosing him to be their number 1 option. Definitely on borrowed time if he doesn't turn things around.
And the winner is Scotty Barnes.
This question is Zeus.
David Robinson.
How TH is Shaq the lowest?
'Cause he is fat.
Giannis isn't as good as people think. He's only doing what he's doing because the league doesn't have as many bigs as it used to.
TH coping is insane out of you people. Meanwhile, he's dominating the best bigs in today's game when he plays them.
He luck up and won 1 championship, now all of a sudden, he's dominate. Stop it. If he's so good, why he's scared to play center and guard the elite centers?
Why did Scottie Pippen take on the hardest matchups? The fact you're holding him to higher standards than the GOAT kind of proves how dominant he is. Thanks for telling me you don't watch ball without telling me you don't watch ball, kiddo.
'Cause Jordans couldn't defend me if I can out of retirement, stop it. Yeah, you a clown FR.
You just upgraded yourself to clown status with that.
That's how you don't watch basketball. Anytime Jordan guard a player that could score FR, he got cook. That's why they had to put Scotty on them. Stop it, y'all Jordan fans, just look at highlights, but never mention the whole game or his whole career.
Not only Wilt put monster numbers, he looked like what you will imagine what the perfect basketball player built is.
It's Wilt and it's not particularly close. Super disrespectful to put him into a best physique vote with Wembanyama and Shaq.
It's Wilt, man's one of the most athletic in the world. He was a track star and a volleyball player. His vertical jump is somewhat 48 inches. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger said he's one of the strongest men in the world.
Jokic.
Bro, stop, it's Dame.
It's not though, it's PG.
How is it Dame when PG is actually a good defender? Dame can't defend a parked car.
If PG ain't break his leg, this wouldn't be a discussion. Win or lose, he should leave the Clippers in the summer for NY.
If Kawhi had a real number 2 like AD or KD. Instead of PG, LAC would have a chip.
Pacers PG was going toe-to-toe with LeBron. Man, what is this?
Nah, Poole could be the truth. Not in Washington though.
It's his attitude. Needs to stop worrying about how he looks playing and just score.
I think they all have reached their ceiling. Didn't see them getting any better.
They're also young, you're trippin'.
I agree, I mean maybe a bit better, but they are all 24 or older. Usually you can tell the trajectory a player is on at this age. Maybe at best one of them makes 1 or 2 all-star teams, but probably not and definitely not perennial all-stars.
Austin Reeves after Braun's departure.
Reeves all the way. He's him.
Poole has been playing terribly this season, but if we're being real here, it's him. I've still seen Poole pull off moves I never seen the others even get close to doing.
Exactly. When he gets his act together and matures, he'll be an all-star caliber player.
I agree his ceiling is high and there's something special about him. He's got plenty of time to work on his game and confidence.
Tyler Herro.
Mike is getting his athleticism back that he had in Mizzou. He was explosive and is getting back to that level.
MPJ.
I like MPJ strictly for his shooting, but Austin has that dog and he can play with the BST of M.
Poole if he changed his attitude.